guys all just have the actual agenda, and then these pictures here
I
are,
didn't print the whole packet for everyone.
Yeah, we
but we'll have them on the TV and.
Yeah.
Did we hear from the other commissioners?
Commissioner Ford said he's out of town, and Commissioner Space I have not heard from. I'm not sure.
Don't I look like old school with my big butt?
Yeah. Do you have a little thing there for your pants, like a trapper keeper situation?
Yeah, trapper
Even
keeper.
better if you could pull
So
that.
if you need to know stuff from 2018, 16.
I took all of mine out.
Did you?
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done.
I think I can look at back here. I do see on our,
It was getting too thick.
oh, that's Camelback Park I have, not Scout.
Is Woody, hey guys, is Woody gonna be
Is Woody gonna be here?
in here, or is he coming in from
No,
Ella?
actually, it was Keith's project, and I believe Richard's going to be setting up.
Oh, okay.
Since we didn't hear from Commissioner Faith, maybe we'll just wait one more minute. Get rolling?
You're playing a lot this summer?
Not too bad. I broke my wrist in May.
Oh. Way to go.
I just got the cast off end of June, and now I have carpal tunnel.
Oh, geez.
So annoying. I try.
I wanna, the golf course at Oak Island is so different from here. It's hard. It's like the Gold Course.
With like the
You don't get much roll.
seagrass, it's like the
No,
snow on the
no.
rock.
You don't get much roll, but you don't get any bad lines if you're in the fairway.
Oh.
But then they have bunkers like the Gold Course.
Anthony, did you stay up and watch last night?
No, I didn't. Kind of bummed that I haven't been,
Oh,
so
my God.
we do internet
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
But,
And what that
now
means
today
is
it's
it becomes very difficult to watch the US Open, at least the matches that you want to watch, because they're on ABC.
No, they're on
It's like
ESPN.
dirt.
Yeah.
For some reason, ESPN Plus doesn't give me like the big matches. They give me,
No, it doesn't.
Have a subscription.
Yeah.
I'm getting really upset about stuff like that, because I feel like I get nickel and dime to death on the internet TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Oh, my God. It was
Incredible.
amazing. Even McEnroe said, like, this is the best match in the last 2 years.
I watched it for a while.
I watched till the end. It was
Maybe I'll
5
catch it
hours.
on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, it'll be on somewhere. 5 hours and 15 minutes.
Those guys were amazing.
They were amazing.
Wow.
It's like they played together. They knew each other.
Yeah.
They got moved. Okay, so let's get started on call to order, beginning with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Response to call to the community, Chairperson Taddy, that's me, will provide a response to Mr. Colin Barleycorn regarding the Camelback Park perimeter wall. Comments will be made, his comments were made during the August 11th, 2022 regular meeting. Thank you, sir, for presenting to us. We appreciate your concerns, and we certainly listen to all of them. We also understand that it's a city council matter, and they may refer it back to us in the future. We also know that you did present to city council too, so they're already aware of it. And anytime anybody from the community brings something up, we certainly, want to give it its due, for sure. And thank you for coming in and doing that with us.
Okay.
Staff reports. Public Works Monthly Report. Presenter, Richard Alvarado, Director of Public Works.
Thank you. Good evening, Chairperson Taddy, Vice Chairperson Phillips, members of the commission. In front of you or in your packet, you'll August. And, very short report this month, so I'll just kind of go over it. The West Coast Arborists, we are working with them currently to schedule, the trimming of the remaining palms on Litchfield Road. I know that's been a big concern for, all of our residents. It's been a concern for us, and basically the delay is the, construction that's going on. So we have to work together along with Nathan Gardner, and West Coast to get them in there. So we're working on that. Staff did work with the city engineer. We installed 4 no U-turn signs down Sagebrush to help with the school traffic in the mornings. I guess there was a lot of vehicles making U-turns, congesting the area, so we've added some no U-turns. Helped out so far. There. In your report, you also see a few pictures from a Eagle Scout project, Troop 90. Over the past year or so, we've done a lot of projects with the Eagle Scouts. They basically come in, see if there's anything that they can provide or any projects they can work on. And this one around, you'll see that they repainted some of the old wooden pieces with information plaques. And they've installed quite a bit. I think there was a total of like 32 throughout the parks. So little by little, the scout troops have replanted some cacti, desert plants, and now, as you can see, they replaced the information plaques. That came out pretty good. And Public Works welcomes Raymond Villanueva. He's new to our staff. He just started September 6th. And we will welcome Manuel Rincon in Monday of next week. So Public Works staff is slowly building up. We will end up needing one more to add to the crew, and then we'll be complete. Litchfield Square built out. And I'll want to touch something on the maintenance side. So as you can see, the spraying for weed control as needed. You've noticed we've had heavy rains. The weeds are out of control, but just know that we do have our tech out on a daily, and with wind permitting, conditions, he is out there spraying. We do have our crew pulling weeds as well manually, and they are making the rounds. So be sure that the Public Works guys are on it. That's all I got. Any questions?
Sprayers does he? You ask, I'm not.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Commissioner Fix.
How many sprayers do you have?
Currently, we have one.
Okay.
We have one out on leave, and we are currently looking into certify more of our crew members. That process takes a little bit longer than what it used to take. Longer process as far as background checks, things like that. As of right now, we do have one.
Okay, thank you.
One more question?
So the 2 new people you hired, is that additional staff, or is that replacing people that left?
That's the additional staff.
Okay.
The 2 of the 4 positions that was approved by council.
Okay, cool.
Are there any more questions? Okay, thank you, sir. Community and Recreation Services Monthly Report, presenter Tricia Kramer, Director of Community and Recreation Services.
Good evening, Chairman Taddy, Vice Chair Phillips, Commissioners. It's nice to see you all in person. I'm happy to be here and report on community and rec developments. As you know, rec is coming off of a good summer. The pool closed as of Labor Day. It was a successful season for the pool staff. We've had about 1,300 swim lessons that came through the rec center over the summer. So considering the size of our pool and staff, they should be commended for the services that they're doing over there. They had a great time this season and are wrapping it up. We had a Dive-In movie night on September 27th. I don't know if any of you were able to bring your families out, but we showed Luca at the pool, and Kiwanis Club of Litchfield Park sponsored it, and sold out. We had a maximum capacity of 300. The only downside was we had to turn about 50 people away. So we pre-sold tickets this year, and that kind of pushed it forward and got momentum. So we'll work on that for next year as to how to make sure that people realize it's sold out. But the sold out part happened at the very beginning with some last minute people that came in. So people that came at the end just kind of got unlucky, but we always hate turning people away.
Yeah.
Just need a bigger pool.
I would say, we'll use that as a talking point. Use that one as a talking point. So that was great. Odyssey High School's swim team is still practicing weeknights and holding their home meets at the pool. And Navy Sea cadets have a reservation to use the pool for training next Saturday, and they'll be the last thing that happens at the pool until next season. This weekend, as I think many of you know, we are doing the kids triathlon. That's being run by Race Timers, and we're facilitating that. So the swim portion will be in our rec pool. The bike portion will be along the pathway just between the rec center and Staggs Park. And the run portion will be around the lake and back up to the library of Old Litchfield Road. So early in the morning this Saturday, shouldn't interfere too much with the community, but it'll be really fun to see about 90 to 100 kids out there doing a kids try. It's fun.
So it's this Saturday?
This Saturday, yeah. What else? Preschool is off to a really good start. We have 3 classes of 19 kids, and they're completely full, and we've got a wait list started. And they're having a great time making new friends, learning about what it means to be in school and be respectful of others. And they're super cute. So with all of the summer stuff kind of coming to an end, it's fun to see the new little kids coming in and keeping the rec center kind of lively. And of course, Pat has youth sports going on right now, and I'll let him tell you some updates on that, actually.
Thank you, Tricia. So our coach, Pitch Stephen, tonight is actually week number 2 for them, so they're playing over at Jackie Robinson. Their kids are enjoying themselves. Our fall sports coaches meeting is this Saturday. We have about 567, I think, from this morning, total for the fall sports. So turnout's been really good. We're at 140 in T-ball, 334 in basketball, and about 87 in flag football. So this has been the trend from last winter, spring, that since like 2014, the best basketball season we've had. So good to see everyone getting back out and playing, getting ready to play. So practices will start next week, but we do have our coaches meeting on Saturday to get everyone ready to go there. And it's the September 10th classes to start this week as well.
Cornhole, don't forget.
Oh, November 19th, cornhole.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, in terms of special events, we have a new full-time special events assistant. Her name is Samantha Placencia, and she started on Tuesday, so we're excited to have her on board, and she's jumped right in. So hopefully we'll have a lot of good work from her, and she's going to help us add elements to our festivals and events and put on some new ones. We've already got some good ideas flowing, so happy about that. Oktoberfest is coming up on Saturday, October 1st, in partnership with the Wigwam again. Tickets are open online. It's $20 per person. This year, it is general admission only. It's back to general admission only. There is no VIP admission. We came to that agreement with the Wigwam. They did that last year as a test and found out that it's very difficult to keep a barrier between VIPs and general admission. And so rather than making VIPs unhappy that somebody sat at their table while they were not there yet, we're going back to general admission. So hopefully we will see many of you out there. If anyone on the commission is interested in volunteering, let me know, and I can work with you to set up a good time for your help. We could always use help at the gates, and with setting up some of the decorations and all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Was there something different about the ticket sales last year?
I think so. Online through Eventbrite. The difference was trying out VIP last year.
Okay.
So we had general admissions and VIP that included food and table seating and wait staff.
I was thinking there was something different about where they got their tickets or how many they could buy. Maybe it was just the,
Yeah.
okay.
And we added Kinderfest last year too. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and we are doing that again this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so,
it's at the school.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be in the cafeteria, and our preschool staff is going to run that, so they'll staff it, and we'll bring in volunteers from the local high schools, NHS and Key Club, to help them out.
So just to explain the Kinderfest, if I'm going, I could just drop my kids off at the Kinderfest and
And
walk
then hop
across
over?
the street to the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Genius.
You could pay at
Yeah.
the door for that, you don't have to do a pre-rev.
Well, we'll prefer the pre-registrations, but we'll accept the payments at the door too. We did that last year. So Kinderfest is from 5:30 to 9:30, so it's open a half hour earlier than Oktoberfest and closes a half hour later to give parents a time to enjoy fully Oktoberfest.
And can I ask a question too?
Sure.
Without interrupting, I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all.
So, you had said that there was a need for some more volunteers for timers for the event on Saturday?
I'm not sure if it's specifically timers. Race Timers is putting the event on. But yeah, he definitely, would take all the help he can get to help keep 90 to 100 kids safe and on path.
So what's the start time?
The first race starts at 6:30, so we were asking for volunteers to be there at 6. The last race is at 8:30, so we'll probably be done no later than 9:30. So if you know someone, it's okay to just show up. I'll be on site, so I can help get volunteers to whatever assignments they need of us.
And they're showing up to the rec center?
Yeah, right at the rec center, yep,
To the swim, bike, run.
correct.
Are there any other questions? Thank you, Tricia.
Thank you all.
Business, approval of minutes. Presenter Marissa Romo, Deputy City Clerk.
Thank you, Chairman Taddy, Vice Chair Phillips, and Commissioners. I did put the minutes in the packet. My only comment is there is a slight error. I did not include the motion that was made under approval of minutes, so I added that statement of move to approve the June 9, 2022 regular meeting minutes. Here. So it'll be in this section here, just under where it says there was no discussion, I added that statement. Other than that, if anybody else has any comments or questions, I can take them.
We would then need a motion to approve the minutes from August,
With the correction that was added.
with the correction
Yeah.
added.
I move to approve the minutes with the correction from the August meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Staggs Park parking lot final design. Presenter, I believe it's going to be Richard, right? We said Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Keith,
Richard and Keith.
or for Keith.
For Keith, pardon me. Okay. Richard Alvarado.
Okay, so this is the Staggs Park final parking lot design. So background, during the July regular council meeting, council approved the shared parking lot agreement with St. Peter's Church, as well as the conceptual layout design of the parking lot. And the final parking lot design is attached, and I believe Marissa can pull it up to kind of give you guys a vision of where it's going to be placed, what it's going to look like. And so this parking lot includes 20 new parking spaces, and there are additional 5 that will be painted in the existing lot in the church there. Along with that, you'll have a new trash enclosure, replacement of unhealthy trees, restored landscaping, and relocated irrigation, all in this design. One key thing is, in Staggs Park, we do have some existing trees which staff did try to keep in the design. The unfortunate part about it is 2 of them, of the big mesquite trees, will be basically taken out.
The really tall ones?
Yeah. And, but trees will go back in its place. So there's gonna be some 36-inch box trees, replanted, along with some other shrubbery. Staff is looking at the elm tree that we see at Turtle Park, we see at other parks. There's currently elm trees along Old Litchfield Road in Staggs Park, so you can kind of get an idea of what those will come out to be. Construction is anticipated to occur this fall, and the city is currently working on selecting a contractor through the cooperative for this project. The staff recommends proceeding with the final design of the parking lot as presented. And just some information on the financial impact. Estimated cost of the project is $227,000, which includes a contingency allowance of $15,000 for unseen conditions. FY23 CIP budget includes $230,000 for construction of this parking lot, these parking lot improvements. So, yeah, again, staff recommends, moves to recommend staff proceed with the final design of the Staggs parking lot as presented. Have any questions? I'll be happy to answer.
You know the status of the shared portion of that? Are we sharing with the church? Or are they sharing in any of the costs? Is it on their property?
That, I do not know.
Because I don't know, or I wouldn't ask.
Yeah, that I don't. I'd have to look into that.
I understood when we first talked about this that it would be open access both ways. That people using the park would get to use the church parking lot, and the church would get to use this parking lot. There wouldn't be restrictions on that either way, but I don't know whether that still holds true.
That was my understanding, you come in and you exit,
Through their park.
you come in through that parking lot. And I had raised a question to Woody about the school there, you know, St. Peter's Montessori School, if that would impact, you know, the kids and the parents doing drop-off. And he said they had already talked with them and they were in agreement.
Yeah, so it looks like the parking on the street here for where the church is at, they can exit this way. Actually, a very cool design. Just sad we're gonna big tree that we're gonna be losing.
Yeah, and after consulting with the arborist, you know, the placement of the median where the tree is supposed to be in place, they'll have to do some cutting, which would cut the roots.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to go pretty deep in prepping for this. And in doing so, it's going to cut the roots in the tree. Once it loses the roots closest to it, those are the strongest roots. So they recommended, you know, kind of removing it. And looking further into it, at the base of it, you'll see some splitting at the trunk, some decay, some hollowness. So while they do look good and healthy, there are some things going on internally. Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, we got to lose those.
Man, part of the reason that this is something we've looked at for years, and the first step getting to here was to restrict the parking on both sides of Old Litchfield Road in front of the lake and in front of the park. That's why we lost quite a few parking spaces in that area because we felt it was so unsafe with kids running across the street back and forth. And so the part of the solution was to limit the parking on Old Litchfield and then have this available to make up, actually add more spaces than we lost.
Mhm. Hopefully it relieves it.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my only concern would be solidifying or making sure that what we all understood was the agreement with the church is true. That it's not a matter of like, we're adding a bunch of parking, but that the public isn't allowed to use the rest of the parking lot, which I don't think would be the case, but.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a shared parking agreement that has already been approved. Maybe
Including the existing parking lot.
The number of spaces in the existing parking lot seem to be much fewer than the spaces that we're adding, correct? Just from looking at that.
Probably got 30
Next to
plus.
the church, there's
Yeah.
30 plus.
I think so.
In the church parking lot, yes.
Trying to think if there would be a time, unless there was a special event at the church, right?
Yeah.
When there would
They
be,
hold a Saturday shop in there, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it doesn't fill the parking lot, I don't
yeah,
think.
that's just come and go. It wouldn't be, unless there was like a special event on a Saturday when there were sports there, it'd be the only time there would be, right?
You could recommend passing it with the understanding that other spaces are shared.
Mm-hmm.
If
So-
you want to make that motion.
So that would mean that when we made the motion, we would need to include the sentence with the understanding that the spaces are shared.
I wouldn't get
The
too
church
hung
isn't
up on
approved
it,
it, yeah.
because at the end of the day, I think we're partially on their property, and we get egress via that parking lot.
We have to leave through there, right?
Yeah, so I think it's a good collaboration either way. I was more curious on that part, but as long as this part is 100% shared, right, then I wouldn't make a stink about it either way.
So that means that if there's no more questions, we would just be waiting for a motion to refer to city council. Excellent.
Yeah, recommend staff to proceed and move forward with,
With the plan.
yeah.
Make a motion to recommend that staff proceed and move forward with plans.
Is there any more discussion before we vote?
just to confirm, Commissioner Fixie seconded.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Commissioners report on current events. Not everybody wants. Vice Chair Phillips?
I have nothing.
Commissioner Fix?
I always have something. I always want to commend our staff, Public Works, for maintaining our beautiful city. During summer, normally we have trees down and these crazy storms. I think we've had a little easy summer in that regard. And I'm noticing a couple, I think they're pistache trees that look like they're dying. Do you know anything about that this summer? Every summer there seems to be a new thing that we're dealing with.
Yeah, so, I know that one of the new pistache trees at Turtle Park that we had planted a while back, I know one of those didn't take well, so we're gonna have to replace that one. I don't know of any other pistache trees that I've noticed. We do have some areas we can kind of check on.
I was just curious why that specific tree seems to be, because I've seen it not only here, but in other communities as well. Just
So,
wondering. wanted to know if maybe there was something going on
Other
with that type of tree.
So since it's not on the agenda, we can't get too deep into
Sure,
it.
sure.
Thank you,
Anyway, you
Commissioner.
guys are
Thank
doing a great job, thank you.
Appreciate it. You know, we try, but thank you.
So I would also, second the compliment, and, I was noticing it looked like they took the grass down a little bit lower this time, which is super cool too, because I just had to do something like that in my front yard, and it kind of helps the whole process. But I also want to compliment the, recreation department, and don't be surprised if you see a few tatties floating around there ready to volunteer on Saturday. And, don't get me started on Scrappy McBaggins signing up too. I think we all know, there's only one team that wears kilts. So, we're gonna get out there for that. But, just thank you guys so much for everything you put together. I heard the movie night was incredible. Kind of bummed we didn't go after I was hearing about it, to be honest with you. But, that's all I got. Commissioner Colbert?
Nothing to report this month?
Commissioner Gertz?
Nothing to report this month.
Right. So our only topic for referral to city council will then be the parking lot at Staggs Park. What do we need any particular language or just the acknowledgement of?
So, with that particular item, I believe it had already been presented to council, and it was at their direction that it be referred to this group, just, you know, to have you approve it before staff proceed with it. So council has already seen the plan. They just wanted to make sure that you guys had an opportunity to do it.
So our referral to them is just that we have seen
Yeah, you've
it
seen it
and
and-
approved it.
Yeah, I don't think we need any particular motion for that.
Okay. All right, I think Sonny had one more announcement he wanted to make, and
Yeah. It's kind of a hard one. This is gonna be Marissa's last meeting. She's accepted a position somewhere else, I think in a field that you used to work in. And, we're really gonna miss you here. I don't know how we're gonna get yard of the quarter done when you're not here.
Get anything done without you here.
That would be okay.
But you, I've already expressed this to you, but you've just done a fantastic job, and, you've been a great help to this commission
Yep.
and to the city overall, and we just wish you the best.
Thank you, Sunny, I really appreciate
Absolutely.
kind of sad, best wishes to you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution to everything that we're going to do, and can we offer a part-time job to Marissa for the quarter, perhaps? Is that-
Official trainer replaced it really well.
Right. But thank you.
You're welcome, yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you all, and, just learned so much, so it's really been just a great experience, so I appreciate your kind words.
You guys aren't going to believe this. That leaves only one motion left.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
How long should I keep